In today's news, LUCE Sanchez, 45, charged with 16 counts of theft and 1 count of forgery. Drake traders deliver on seasonal $10,000 donation to FSN. Caribbean Airlines to return to the BVI by June 2024. At the BVI Olympic Committee and Wellness Center to host free workshop for athletes tomorrow, Saturday. Our viewers, these and more stories when 284 News return.
Yo, everything good, Dad?
Aye. This thing got me one way, Daddy.
What you mean?
Ever since I hook up with this thing, can't eat, I can't sleep. This is the first thing I touch it when I reach home.
What you really? Hey, this ain't like you, you know.
Dad, this thing got me staying home. Keeping out that trouble me.
Wow. What your name is?
Shit. I talking about my CCT life.
Don't worry about missing your favorite series, sports, news, and local programming. Come to CCT today and sign up for CCT Live to access over 80 channels. CCT Live. Bring it home.
1 month free trial turn into 5. 5 months turn into, well, you know I hop. I watching ball. I been watching football. Dad, Nickelodeon, Paw Patrol. I am hooked. Hook, I tell you.
Welcome viewers to the Friday, December 15th edition of 284 News. I am Kamal Haynes, bringing you the latest out of the British Virgin Islands. Well, leading today's news, Caribbean Airlines is said to be putting measures in place to be returned to the BVI as a major carrier by June of 2024. This was revealed by the Managing Director of the BVI Airports Authority, Mr. Kurt Manal, who described the news as monumental, stating that it has become a reality because of the confidence placed in the BVI as a premier destination.
Caribbean Airlines is looking to come into the BVI by the end of June 2024. We're looking to increase that regional connectivity, connecting the BVI not just to the rest of the world, but to the rest of the region. We have Intercaribbean, our biggest player here in the BVI. Intercaribbean is one of those airlines that actually overnights here because of that confidence in the destination, and they move the bulk of the passengers throughout the region originating from the BVI.
Minal also spoke to increasing regional connectivity to the BVI as a top priority.
Silver Air has increased their flights as well and increased capacity by introducing ATR 72s as opposed to 42s. That's an increase of about 30 seats on one aircraft. Again, that says that the destination is growing, and then the Airports Authority is playing that role of being the gateway to the destination and beyond.
Moving on, viewers, 45-year-old LUCE Sanchez has been charged with 16 counts of theft and 1 count of forgery. The issue stems from Sanchez's allegedly taking funds from a local bank account not belonging to her. Police have said that investigations continue, so no further details could be released. The former Republic Bank employee also served as the former treasurer for the Virgin Islands Festival and Fairs Committee. The official statement from the police said she was to appear in the court today, December 15th, to answer to the charges. Additionally, the agency said that the charges laid in relation to this incident underscores their commitment to addressing criminal activities swiftly and thoroughly. Local hardware store Drake's Traders Limited continued their seasonal Christmas tradition this year, donating $10,000 to the Family Support Network. The check was handed over to the FSN at Drake's Traders hardware store in Fish Bay, Tortola recently. Mr. Christian Esser, Managing Director of Drake's Traders, said his company is aware of the areas of need in the territory and continues its long-term commitment to support the efforts of the FSN. Well, he said, and I quote, "The Esser family and by extension the Drake Traders family believes in compassion and action, especially in situations where the suffering is not of their own doing, be it health or domestic strife. While we make our annual donations, we are in regular contact with FSN to ask where we can offer assistance. Our guiding principles are based on a responsibility towards those who genuinely are not in a position to help themselves and who need a helping hand to get back on their feet." End quote. The $10,000 donation equals the annual seasonal donation made by the community hardware store into the FSN in 2022. And Mrs. Produce Charles Phillips, Interim Executive Director of FSN, thanked Mr. Esser for the donation, as she said it would ease the financial burden of the charitable organization. Mrs. Charles Phillips explained that besides the community pantry stocked by donations, the FSN's supporting role extends from providing emergency shelter and food for individuals and families to counseling services and job placement support services. Charles Phillips said the FSN's aim is to provide a medium to long-term solution for people in abusive situations. Up next, viewers, we bring to you more local news.
At Higher BVI, we're not just about business. We're about empowering lives, and that is because we aspire to inspire. By choosing us, you're supporting a company that believes in equal opportunities, diversity, and community growth. Our mission goes beyond profit. It's about providing HR solutions, fostering talent, and leaving a positive impact. Join us in building a better future, a better BVI. Choose Higher BVI, where your support isn't just a transaction, it's a transformation. Together, we're changing lives in these beautiful Virgin Islands.
Some claim that the age of a true gentleman is far behind us, but here at 284 Media, we disagree. He may appear in different guises today, but the values and ideals that make him a gent still stand. 284 Media proudly presents The Art of a Distinguished Gentleman with yours truly, Ron Grant, a show poised to help guide modern-day men into 21st century distinguished gentlemen. Don't worry, it's not all about suits and bow ties, but raw, real-life lessons that translate to grounded, community-minded, well-rounded men. The Art of a Distinguished Gentleman, Season 5, a 284 Media production.
Welcome back, viewers. Former legislator Mark Vanterpool is urging the government of the Virgin Islands to begin the much-needed upgrades to the Terence B. Lepson International Airport on Beef Island. Speaking recently at an event attended by Communications and Minister for Works, Honorable Kai Reimer, he stressed the importance of not becoming overwhelmed by the scope of renovating the entire airport, but rather starting small with targeted improvements that would benefit current operations. But specifically, he suggested expanding the runway over the waters of Beef Island to better accommodate American Airlines flights, which currently face operational constraints at the airport.
We want to let you know that we're investing in the BVI because we believe in the BVI, and we're going to work together to make it work. Right, Minister of Communication Works? I want the airport fixed, extended. I want more people to come. I tell the Premier tonight, Premier, don't be getting into this big project like I did before, other projects. Start with a little bit. Americans say they want more space to turn off. Add the piece in the back. Put on a little piece in the back, the 500 feet. Don't wait for the other one yet. By the time you get you that, you'll be ready for the other piece.
Incremental upgrades like these, the former legislator said, would provide immediate benefits to travelers while setting the stage for more ambitious long-term development plans. The British Virgin Islands, along with the other British overseas territories, have agreed to a new joint declaration with the United Kingdom government. The governor's office confirmed the development on Thursday, December 14th, as it explained the basis of the declaration. Well, it said, and I quote, "The declaration defines a new, more collaborative and modern partnership between the UK and the OTs and includes a commitment to practice the highest standards of governance in the areas of human rights, rule of law, integrity in public life and financial management." It continued, "As part of the declaration, the UK and overseas territories committed to improve transparency and deepen bilateral partnerships, consult overseas territories and on UK primary legislation that impacts them, and support overseas territories to take on more responsibilities where they wish to do so," end quote. Well, speaking on the breakthrough was the UK Minister for the Overseas Territories, the Right Honourable David Rutley, who stressed on the importance of strengthening the relationships with the overseas territories. Rutley said, and I quote, "The overseas territories are an important part of the British family, and our shared values such as support for democracy and the rule of law underpin this close relationship. Our new joint declaration sets out more clearly than ever how the UK and the overseas territories will work closely together on the opportunities and challenges of the modern world," end quote. In addition to the aforementioned agreements, the governor's office explained that additional commitments are included in the declaration, where these include, and I quote, "investigating improvement to how the UK provides financial support to overseas territories and agreeing to speak with one voice on the international stage, such as the United Nations. It also creates more opportunities for the overseas territories to take on responsibilities where they want to, such as around transparency measures and through the development of compacts. These compacts will set out roles and responsibilities on the specific issues bespoke to each community. But the UK will seek to agree to these detailed bilateral agreements with each of the overseas territories." Of yours, the joint declaration was agreed during the UK and British Overseas Territories annual Joint Ministerial Council meetings in London in November and has now been formally approved within the overseas territories. Well, up next, viewers, we bring to you another local story as well as a very important regional story.
Father Jesus, that line here long like church service.
Alright, do enjoy the rest of it then. Next customer line, please. Wait, hold on a second.
Yes, Sonny boy, come, yes, Sonny.
Good morning.
Good morning, Sonny boy. Hold on there. You must have cut front of people.
It's okay, I'll take care of it.
What? No man to take care of me.
How may I assist you?
Yes.
You want top of power?
You want top of power?
Join the prepaid party with CCT and enjoy more affordable data plans, more top-up promotions, more savings with hero bundles, and more value for your money each and every Tuesday with Top Up Turn Up Tuesday. Visit a CCT store today or anywhere CCT Top Up is sold and top up your phone.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. You want top of power?
Today, I am doing cobble treatments with Beyond the Reef. Today, we are doing shark research. So today, we are doing whale research with Beyond the Reef. And wherever I go, I take CCT with me because my life is unlimited.
Welcome back, viewers, and thank you so much for sticking with us. Well, the British Virgin Islands Olympic Committee, in partnership with the Wellness Centre Clinics, will be hosting a free sports psychology workshop on Saturday, December 16th at the Multipurpose Sports Complex in Rotong, Tortola, where some of the territory's top athletes will feature at the event as keynote speakers, including Olympian and World Championship silver medalist Kyra McMaster, Olympian and Pan American Games gold medalist Shanta Malone, and baseball player Kennard Dawson, who has won 2 silver medals for the Great Britain baseball team in 2023. Chairperson of the BVIOC Athletes Commission, Ashley Kelly, during a recent interview with 284 Media, provided details on the event.
Well, it's an athletes forum, so it's catered to and targeted to athletes. So it is this Mind Over Matter, Conquer Within to Win athletes forum and sports psychology workshop. We have the Dr. Michael Turnbull, which is a successful psychologist here in the British Virgin Islands, as well as our top elite athletes. We have Olympian and Olympic finalist, Pan Am gold medalist Shanta Malone. We have our legendary Kyra McMaster, our world silver medalist, and we also have our all-star from the European Great Britain Championships, Kennard Dawson. So we have a star-studded panel and also a star on our keynotes as our keynote speaker. So it's going to be exciting.
Well, the event will feature a combination of virtual and physical presentations, which Kelly sought to explain.
There's a number of our athletes that are away training right now, but we still want them to be able to have the access to this amazing forum. As the chairman of the Athletes Commission, our first events were all during COVID, like right around COVID time, still virtual. So this is our first in-person forum. And I still want to have that aspect so that all the athletes from away and abroad training can still have access to the forum as well.
Kelly, who is also an Olympian, highlighted why such an initiative is important to local athletes and the benefits that it will provide to all in attendance.
As the athlete chairman for the Athletes Commission, one of the things that the International Olympic Committee wanted to give the opportunities to athletes to have their voice, to have resources that help them off of the track or their field of play. So now, as I am the chairman, I wanted to make sure that I am using my platform to provide those resources that I wish that I had as an athlete. One of those things was access to a psychologist. Any of the elite athletes that you talk to will tell you that, you know, when you're stepping into that field of play, when you are getting ready to go onto the line, you can psych yourself out and lose the race before you even get it. I have to use track references. I'm a track athlete. But you can lose that race before you even step on next to your competitors, and that's all in your mind. So one aspect of sports psychology helps you with garnering those techniques, those characteristics that you could really put into practical work and to help you manage those feelings of anxiety, those feelings of self-doubt, all those things that can really hamper your performance.
Meanwhile, the founder and director of the Wellness Centers, Dr. Michael Turnbull, will also feature as a keynote speaker at the workshop. Dr. Turnbull, who is a clinical psychologist by profession, said he intends to provide the athletes with the necessary tools that would have an overall impact on their respective sporting disciplines.
Sports has always been a central part of what we do, so me being able to add back this little portion of my gifts to these future amazing Olympians to come, I won't have it any different way. So I want to thank the BVI Olympic Committee, thank Ms. Kelly for inviting me and having me there. I'm looking forward to Saturday. We have an interactive forum coming. Now we're talking about the mind and how that, in terms of sports psychology, as a clinical psychologist, although there are sports psychologists that just do sports psychology, in my clinical psychology practice, I was exposed and had some really, really great opportunities to interact in terms of sports psychology and how your mind is able to get you to the finish line, how your mind is able to get you to win, and being able to offer them some tools, not just in their minds, but things that they can walk away from. Some mindfulness breathing, some exercise, ways to be able to view the end before they see it. One of my talks that I've done in the past is start with the end in mind and working towards that. So we're looking forward to seeing these amazing athletes.
Viewers, the event is set to commence at 10:30 a.m. and conclude at 2 p.m. And moving on to our final story, the presidents of Guyana and Venezuela signed a joint declaration on Thursday following talks seeking to find a peaceful resolution to the long-standing border dispute between two countries over the Essequibo region. The declaration, titled the Joint Declaration of Argyle for Dialogue and Peace between Guyana and Venezuela, states that the two leaders, Guyana's President Ifran Ali and Venezuela's President Nicolas Maduro, agreed directly or indirectly to not threaten or use force against one another under any circumstances. They also agreed that any controversies between them will be resolved in accordance with international law, including the 1966 Geneva Agreement signed between the UK, Venezuela, and the British Guyana, which is also Guyana has asserted its commitment to having the border controversy resolved through the process and procedures of the International Court of Justice. As detailed by Prime Minister of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, the Honorable Dr. Ralph Gonsalves, during a recent reading of the declaration, the agreement establishes a joint commission of foreign ministers and technical experts from both countries to address matters of mutual importance over the next 3 months. The commission will provide an update to both presidents.
All parties attending the meeting at Argyle, St. Vincent and the Grenadines reiterated their commitment to Latin America and the Caribbean remaining a zone of peace. Guyana and Venezuela declared as follows. 1. Agreed that Guyana and Venezuela directly or indirectly will not threaten or use force against one another in any circumstances, including those consequential to any existing controversies between the two states. 2. Agreed that any controversies between the two states will be resolved in accordance with international law, including the Geneva Agreement dated February 17, 1966. 3. Committed to the pursuance of good neighborliness, peaceful coexistence, and the unity of Latin America and the Caribbean. 4. Noted Guyana's assertion that it is committed to the process and procedures of the International Court of Justice for the resolution of the border controversy. Noted Venezuela's assertion of its lack of consent and lack of recognition of the International Court of Justice and its jurisdiction in the border controversy. 5. Agreed to continue dialogue on any other pending matters of mutual importance to the two countries. 6. Agreed that both states will refrain, whether by words or deeds, from escalating any conflict or disagreement arising from any controversy between them. The two states will cooperate to avoid incidents on the ground conducive to tension between them. In the event of such an incident, the two states will immediately communicate with one another, the Caribbean Community, CARICOM, the Community of Latin American and the Caribbean, CELAC, and the President of Brazil to contain, reverse, and prevent its recurrence. 7. Agreed to establish immediately a joint commission of the foreign ministers and technical persons from the two states to address matters as mutually agreed. An update from this joint commission will be submitted to the presidents of Guyana and Venezuela within 3 months. 8. Both states agreed that Prime Minister Ralph E. Gonsalves, the pro tempore president of CELAC, Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit, the incumbent CARICOM chairman, and President Luis Inácio Lula da Silva of Brazil will remain seized of the matter as interlocutors, and the United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres as observers, with the ongoing concurrence of Presidents Irfan Ali and Nicolas Maduro. For the avoidance of doubt, Prime Minister Gonsalves' role will continue even after St. Vincent and the Grenadines ceases to be the pro tempore president of CELAC, within the framework of the CELAC Troika +1. And Prime Minister Skerrit's role will continue as a member of the CARICOM Bureau. 9. Both states agreed to meet again in Brazil within the next 3 months or at another agreed time to consider any matter with implications for the territory in dispute, including the above-mentioned update of the Joint Commission.
The talks were facilitated by the Community of Latin American and Caribbean States and the Caribbean Community and attended by several regional leaders.
The Joint Declaration of Argyle for Dialogue and Peace between Guyana and Venezuela reads as follows. On Thursday, December the 14th, 2023, in Argyle, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, His Excellency Irfan Ali, President of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana, and His Excellency Nicolas Maduro, President of the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela, held discussions on matters consequential to the territory in dispute between their two countries. These discussions were facilitated by the Prime Minister of St. Vincent and the Grenadines and pro tempore President of the Community of Latin American and Caribbean States, CELAC, Dr. the Honorable Ralph E. Gonzalez, and the Prime Minister of the Commonwealth of Dominica and Chairman of the Caribbean Community, CARICOM, the Honorable Roosevelt Skerritt. Prime Ministers Gonzalez and Skerritt, together with His Excellency Mr. Celso Amorim, Special Advisor and Personal Envoy of His Excellency Luis Inácio Lula da Silva, President of the Federated Republic of Brazil, acted as principal interlocutors. Also present were the Honorable Prime Ministers of the Caribbean Community, namely the Honorable Philip Davis, Prime Minister of the Bahamas, the Honorable Mia Moore Motley, Prime Minister of Barbados, the Honorable Dickon Mitchell, Prime Minister of Grenada, the Honorable Philip J. Pear, Prime Minister of St. Lucia, the Honorable Terence Drew of St. Kitts and Nevis, and Dr. the Honorable Keith Rowley, Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago. Attending as observers on behalf of His Excellency Antonio Guterres, Secretary General of the United Nations, were Their Excellencies Earl Courtney Rattray, Chef de Cabinet of the Office of the Secretary General of the United Nations, and Miroslav Jenka, Under Secretary General of the United Nations Department of Political and Peacebuilding Affairs. In addition, His Excellency Alvaro Leyva Duran, Minister of Foreign Affairs of the Republic of Colombia, and Mr. Gerardo Torres Zelaya, Vice Minister of Foreign Affairs of the Republic of Honduras in his capacity as CELAC Troika, also participated.
The declaration signifies a mutual desire to reduce tensions and opens communication channels through fundamental differences remains regarding the ICJ's jurisdiction. Resolving the complex territorial dispute peacefully remains an ongoing process between the neighboring countries. Viewers, that's all we have for today's news roundup. Be sure to follow us for daily news updates at 284media.com. Like us on Facebook at 284media and 284BVI on Instagram and Twitter. I'm Kamal Haynes. Have a safe and enjoyable evening. Bye-bye.
Father Jesus, that line here long like church service.
Alright, do enjoy the rest of it then. Next customer line, please. Wait, hold on a second.
Yes, Sonny boy, come, yes, Sonny.
Good morning.
Good morning, Sonny boy. Hold on there. You must stop cut fun to people.
It's okay, I'll take care of it.
What? No man to take care of me.
How may I assist you?
Yes.
You want top of power?
You want top of power?
Join the prepaid party with CCT and enjoy more affordable data plans, more top-up promotions, more savings with hero bundles, and more value for your money each and every Tuesday with Top Up Turn Up Tuesday. Visit a CCT store today or anywhere CCT Top Up is sold and top up your phone.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. You want top of power?
At Higher BVI, we're not just about business. We're about empowering lives, and that is because we aspire to inspire. By choosing us, you're supporting a company that believes in equal opportunities, diversity, and community growth. Our mission goes beyond profit. It's about providing HR solutions, fostering talent, and leaving a positive impact. Join us in building a better future, a better BVI. Choose Higher BVI, where your support isn't just a transaction, it's a transformation. Together, we're changing lives in these beautiful Virgin Islands.